So, a very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining the live class. With me, this is Faisal Ahmed. So, we're doing South Asian, Caribbean, and African literature in English, right? The course code of which is ENG 1018. So, did you complete the guide, the novel guide by Narayan? Or should we retouch it again or review it to make our understanding better? আমার কথা কি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আপনারা?
Yes, sir. Sir, it would be better আপনি যদি পুরোটা একবার একটা ছোট্ট করে সামারি করে দিতেন। আপনি নিজে আরেকবার যদি ওভারঅল যদি একটা ছোট্ট করে সামারি বলে দিতেন পুরোটা দি গাইডের।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে,
ছোট করে একটা সামারি ওভারঅল।
শিওর শিওর। Okay, then I'm going to tell a summary, overall summary or synopsis, through which you can review the core gist from the novel, The Guide by Narayan. Hold on for a second. I'm going to open the slide and share with you. Okay, let me share. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Right. So it's a novel, right? So here the summary, I think, is too long. However, I'll try to make it shorter for you. So moving between present and past and narrated alternatively in the third person and first person, the guide tells the life story of Raju, the protagonist or the major character of this novel, born to a modest shopkeeper and his wife in the fictional town of Malgudi, India. Raju grows up at a time of great changes, most notable among them the construction of the railway line that comes to town in his childhood. The railway changes the family's fortunes and Raju's life forever. So Raju is born in a lower class family, right? The son of a shopkeeper, and the setting of the place of this novel is Malgudi, India, right? You know the name, I think, or you can search online, Malgudi, India, okay, on YouTube as well. So that you can get familiar with the place of India. So lower born child whose survival struggle and the activity to survive, okay, that thing actually accumulates the whole story of the novel, whole plot of the novel, okay. So our first scene starts at a railway station, right? So from where we will begin the novel, and where actually, and we can also watch a movie, adapted movie from this novel, so that we can get very close idea of this, okay. So everything actually he did in his life, every stone he unturned to manage his bread and butter of daily life, to earn money, utilize Mr. Marcus' wife, who is called, what's her name? Rosie, like Rosie or Nalini, okay. Okay, gradually we will get the characters. Already I have discussed the characters with you in the previous class. So the railway changes the family's fortunes and Raju's life forever. As a result of the second shop that Raju's father opens in the railway station, the family prospers. And after Raju's father's sudden death, Raju takes over the rail station shop to continue his father's enterprise or business. However, Raju doesn't remain a shopkeeper for long. He wants to become something more. He wants to start a modest job or to do some business to raise the level of his status in the society, to from the lower class to the middle class or higher class, okay. And also his primary intention is to survive, right, to earn his livelihood, daily livelihood. So he worked as a guide. You know, the guide is the title of the novel. That means what is guide? Guide is actually tourist guide, who actually support a tourist to show the destination, to show the path, okay, so that a tourist can make his journey comfortable, make his journey convenient, make his journey easier, okay, through the support of a guide, tourist guide, okay. So Raju acts as a tourist guide, and from the railway station he will find so many foreigners who visit India, okay, for various purposes. So among the visitors, there are researchers, there are political persons, there are media personals, actors, so many people, okay. So fortunately, Raju encountered with a tourist who is a researcher and who is researching in the field of anthropology. Sorry, anthropology. Yeah, anthropology, okay. So anthropology is actually researching the whole thing, right? The old caves, the old languages found in caves, found underground or under the ground, okay? Excavation, digging, okay? Like the antique relics, finding the antique relics and doing research is called anthropology. So however, Raju doesn't remain a shopkeeper for long. Soon he takes to showing the many visitors who arrive at the railway station the sights of Malgudi. In reinventing himself as a tourist guide, From shopkeeper, he turns himself into tourist guide. Right. Raju often resorts to exaggerations and fabricated tales to impress his customers. So he sometimes actually lies and fabricated like just a made story, okay, to fascinate, to attract the tourist guides, okay, tourists towards him, so that tourists become very fascinated and attracted to him through his magnificent mystic story. So he's very smart, okay, in telling story, dealing with people, okay. So normally the people who are actually struggling from survival of life, actually they become very smart. Okay, so Raju is not an exception. So in reinventing himself as a tourist guide, Raju often resorts to exaggerations. That means telling something which is more than that, more than the reality. Excuse me. And fabricated tales to impress his customers. His customers is tourist, okay, foreign tourist in India. His reputation as a guide grows to such an extent that he comes to be known as Railway Raju, okay, sought out by tourists from far and wide. So he becomes famous among the tourists, and his nickname is Railway Raju. So Raju meets his match in Marco Polo, a tourist about whom I was just talking about a few minutes ago. A serious, studious academic of ancient civilizations. Okay, a researcher who actually researches on anthropology or ancient civilizations, who arrives in Malgudi to research the cave paintings and temples scattered around the town surroundings. He engages Raju's services as a tourist guide to navigate these many sites. Raju's impulsive dislike of Marco Polo, who is haughty and domineering, is further reinforced when he meets his young, beautiful wife, Rosie. So Raju actually attracted Marco Polo, but he didn't like Marco Polo due to his research, studiousness, and also his dominating character. But Raju liked Mr. Researcher's wife, who is called Rosie or Nalini, and who is an extraordinary dancer, and her nationality is Indian. I mean, she is an Indian girl, okay, but she is married to a foreigner who is Marco Polo. Okay, so Raju got a very good opportunity to make a good friendship with Rosie, the wife of Marco Polo. Okay, and Marco Polo, being a researcher, couldn't spend or couldn't provide enough time to his wife Rosie. So in that way, Raju got an opportunity to spend time with Rosie. Okay, so beautiful romantic time. So through this spending time, they grow a relationship. I mean, which is called extramarital relationship between Raju and Rosie. Okay, so that's the climax of the one of the climax of the novel. Okay, who arrives in the town shortly after her husband. Raju is immediately taken by Rosie. Okay, that means Rosie likes Raju, who is humorous, who has a sense of humor. Okay, which very easily attracted Rosie. So who arrives in the town shortly after her husband, Raju is immediately taken by Rosie, who in spite of the foreign name she goes by, is an Indian woman trained in the art of Indian classical dance. So she is expert in classical Indian dance. So through dancing, Raju utilized her and earned money. And Raju becomes her manager, dancing manager. Okay, you know that India is very rich country in terms of art and culture, practicing art and culture, dancing, acting, okay, like this. So they have a very vast industry related to dancing, acting, okay, filming, and drama. So media industry, okay, it's very huge. So people are very attracted to the media production, and they also like the live dancing, and they provide money for that. Okay, so Raju takes this opportunity to earn money. I mean, he starts utilizing Rosie, okay, arranges so many dance program in the street or at various occasions, okay, organized by the aristocrat people, and he can earn money. So this way, Raju actually managed to earn a lot of money. Seeking to get closer to Rosie, Raju divorced himself to her and her husband's cares. Soon it becomes clear that all is not well in the marriage. The couple is liable to bouts of quarreling. So marriage is not always good. Sometimes it turns into bad situation. Okay. The people, I mean the couple in the marriage bondage, sometimes, okay, fall into quarreling. Sometimes they misunderstand each other. Sometimes, okay, the relationship, okay, results in failure. So that things actually Raju knows from Rosie and her husband Marco Polo. Okay, I'm requesting you to provide you today's attendance in our WhatsApp group. Okay, I think you can understand me. So please provide your name, roll number, and badge as an attendance in our WhatsApp group right now. So today, among the online class attendees are Animesh Roy, Dipto, Osamat Shakila, then Naznil Sultana, Rafia Zaman, Tashfia Nudat, Mehrun Nisa. Is there anyone else who hasn't provided his or her roll number and details yet? Only 6 persons provided their details in our WhatsApp group as a record of attendance. Okay, let me resume our lesson. The plot summary of the novel, The Guide by Arkanalai. So, seeking to get closer to Rosie, Raju divorced himself to her and her husband's care. Soon, it becomes clear that all is not well in the marriage. The couple is liable to bouts of quarreling, which come to, that means their marriage was unhappy, right? So come to a head at Mempi Hills, an area outside of Malgudi in which cave paintings are located that Marco accompanied by his wife and guided by Raju, goes to examine at Peak House, where the party lodges during the expedition to Mampi Hills. Raju learns that Rosie is dissatisfied with her husband, primarily because he has banned her from pursuing her passion, the art of classical Indian dancing, and the art that has been practiced by members of her family for generations. So, practice of classical Indian dance actually is a family phenomena of Rosie, right? It has been practiced by members of her family for generations. Taking advantage of Rosie's dissatisfaction, Raju flatters and compliments her, praises her, and wins her mind, and managed to make a relationship, extramarital relationship with her. So praising, that's the twist of the novel, okay? Praising her dancing abilities, and soon they strike up an affair behind Marco's back. Affair, okay? That means a secret relationship. With Raju's encouragement, Rosie again tries to talk to her husband about commencing a career in classical dance, but she is rebuffed. I mean, her husband did not allow her to do that. Rather, he scolded her and inadvertently reveals that she is having an affair with Raju, a man she tells her husband who appreciates her talents. This leads to a crisis between husband and wife. And Raju goes up to visit Marco and Rosie at Peak House. However, neither Rosie nor Marco reveal exactly what is going on. And instead, Rosie commands Raju to leave them alone. Raju returns to Malgudi, where, depressed by Rosie's absence, he has a difficult time picking up his whole life, the shop at the railway station, and his work as a tourist guide. One day, a few weeks after his trip to Peak House, Rosie appears with her luggage at the house that he shares with his mother. Raju's mother, okay? A traditional woman is surprised by the appearance of the single young woman. That means Rosie abandoned her husband and came to Raju's house, okay? So, but accepts her presence in the house for the time being. Raju learns from Rosie that Marco has left us. Raju is thrilled by Rosie's reappearance. Okay, Raju was missing her. That's why now he feels thrilled by Rosie's reappearance or return, and is encouraging and supportive of her reawakened devotion to classical Indian dance. Right. Hello. Okay. Okay, আমার phone আসছে দুঃখিত. So back to the lesson. He takes to practicing every day in his house. However, I mean Raju's house, she is now practicing classical dance again. I mean, she has returned to her artistic activity. However, trouble soon begins to brew with his mother, who has heard rumors that Rosie is a married woman, and has realized, moreover, that Rosie is a dancer, okay, who belongs to a lower caste. Okay. Financial troubles are escalate. Raju's creditor, the sage, a merchant from whom he buys wholesale supplies for the railway shop, begins pursuing Raju in the courts to pay back his debts. That means now Raju is a debtor. Raju actually borrowed lots of money from a creditor, and now he is in a financial crisis, in a trouble, because Raju's creditor, the sage, a merchant, who actually sued a case against Raju, okay, to repay or to pay back the debt. So Raju's negligence of the railway shop also leads to the loss of the business. Problems further escalate when Raju's uncle, his mother's brother, appears in the house, insults Raju and Rosie, and along with his sister demands that Rosie leave. So during this financial crisis of Raju's family, so everybody in Raju's family disliked Rosie, and they all wanted Rosie to leave their house. Okay. So and along with his sister demands that Rosie leave. Raju defiantly takes Rosie's side, and in response, his mother packs up her things and departs with her brother. Okay, so when Raju takes Rosie's side, then Raju's mother left him, okay, with his brother. Throughout, Rosie, unaware of the extent of Raju's financial straits, continues practicing her art. One day, she declares that she is ready to perform publicly, and after settling with Raju on the more traditional and captivating name of Nalini as an appropriate moniker for her public debut, Raju sets to work arranging her first public performance to earn money. From the moment of her debut, Rosie is a huge success. Raju, who takes credit for orchestrating her astronomical rise to fame, reinvents himself once again as the manager of the alluring and captivating Nalini or Rosie. Nalini is asked for everywhere. I mean, Rosie's public name is Nalini, okay? So Nalini is asked for everywhere. That means her demand is rising and rising, okay? As a dance artist. And Raju's role in managing Rosie's career transforms him into a man of wealth and influence in the media industry. Still pursued by the state for the debts he owes for the railway shop, and finding that his father's home is now under mortgage to the state. Okay, so now Raju, though he becomes wealthy, but he still puts the situation of his debt as same as before. Okay, I mean, he did not repay his debt. That's why automatically his house in the name of his father, okay, so now in charge of the creditors. Raju and Rosie move to a larger, more luxurious house where Raju takes to hosting important visitors and hobnobbing with politicians, bankers, and rich merchants, all men who seek access to Nalini through Raju. Keeping Rosie to a relentless schedule of engagements and performances, Raju nonetheless starts growing jealous of the artist friends that she likes to spend time with and seeks to limit her contact with them. He does this in spite of sensing that a dangerous dissatisfaction is developing in Rosie. One day he receives an unexpected parcel in the mail. It is the book that Marco, Rosie's husband, has published on his research on the cave paintings in Margoli. Raju hides the book from Rosie. Nonetheless, news of the publication reaches her. She becomes excited when she reads about Marco's book in a magazine. Not only that, but Rosie quarrels with Raju when she discovers that Marco's book has been sent to them, but that Raju has hidden it from her. Increasingly jealous of Rosie's preoccupation with her husband, Raju also hides a letter which arrives for Rosie from Marco's lawyer shortly after the arrival of the book. The letter concerns a box of valuable jewelry that Marco wants to release to Rosie. Instead of sharing the letter with Rosie, Raju forges her signature on the form sent by the lawyers, hoping to acquire the box of jewelry without Rosie's knowledge. Okay? So before long, Raju's deceit is exposed. A police superintendent shows up at one of Rosie's performances with a warrant for Raju's arrest for forgery of fabricating signature of Rosie, okay? Only to acquire the box of jewelry which was sent by Rosie's husband Marco.
Good evening, sir.
So for this, Raju was arrested by police and taken to the custody. Raju is forced to disclose all to Rosie. She is devastated, particularly upon discovering that in spite of her tireless dancing, Raju has been reckless with the immense wealth they have accumulated through her engagements. They are now so poor that even meeting the cost of Raju's legal expenses is a burden, okay? So Raju earned a lot of money, but he extravagantly, prodigally, okay, expand all of them. That's why now he became poor again, okay? Even he cannot pay the expenses, lawyer's expenses, okay? So which is now become a burden for him. And now he need to remain behind the cell, prison cell, okay? She takes to dancing again to pay for Raju's expenses. Which include fees for an expensive lawyer that she hires to. So now Rosie now actually herself working as a dancer to earn some money and to fight the case of Raju, okay? Just to save him. Save him from the guilty of forgery, which include fees for the expensive lawyer that she hires to defend Raju in the court case against him. The lawyer, however, fails to get Raju off. Raju is convicted of forgery and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Okay? 2 বছরের তাকে জেল কাটতে হয়েছিল, যদিও লয়ার অনেক চেষ্টা করেছিল এবং রোজিও তার জন্য চেষ্টা করেছিল, কিন্তু কোনো কাজ হয়নি. Although he comes across reports of her continuing rise to stardom in the newspapers he reads in jail, Raju never meets Rosie again. So জেলখানা থেকে বের হওয়ার পরে আরো রোজির সাথে তার আর কখনো সাক্ষাৎ হয়নি. রোজি তখন নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়িয়ে গেছিল, নিজের ক্যারিয়ার গড়ে নিয়ে সে তার পথে চলে গিয়েছিল. Uncertain of what to take himself after he is released from prison, Raju sits on the banks of a river near a small village. তো জেলখানা থেকে বের হওয়ার পর তখন সে কোথায় যাবে সেটা বুঝতে না পেরে তখন একটা গ্রামে নদীর ধারে সে চলে গেল এবং সে সন্ন্যাসী হয়ে গেল। ওকে, ধর্মীয় ধর্মকর্মের দিকে তার এখন মন, এখন তার আর ওইগুলো, অর্থাৎ সে তার লাইফে যত আজে বাজে কাজ করে বেরিয়েছে সেগুলো এখন সে ওইদিকে আর না গিয়ে সে এখন ধর্মের দিকে কিছুটা ঝুঁকে পড়ল। স্ট্রেঞ্জার অ্যাপ্রোচেস হিম, একজন অজানা মানুষ তার কাছে আসলো and stares up at him reverently. Soon the stranger, a villager by the name of Velan. আচ্ছা, এখানে আমাদের আর কয়েক সেকেন্ড সময়ের মধ্যে এখানে আমাদের জুম মিটিংটা ক্লোজ হয়ে যাবে। ওকে, সময় স্বল্পতার কারণে। তো আশা করি আপনারা বুঝতে পেরেছেন। তো আমরা যে ডিসকানেক্টেড হয়ে যায় আবার রিকানেক্ট হবো, ঠিক আছে, একই লিঙ্ক ব্যবহার করে, যাতে করে আমরা শেষ করতে পারি। Soon the stranger, a villager by the name of Velan, confesses that he is having trouble with a younger half-sister who refuses to accept the marriage match he has arranged for her. Although Raju is disconcerted by Velan's unwarranted respect for him, he tries to help. After Velan brings his sister to visit Raju, the sister accepts the match arranged for her by her brother. Velan and his family